Not again. Not again. After sleeping off that loss last night, I've come to a conclusion. I've come to the conclusion that this team needs some help. They need help on the third line and or a goal scorer. In the last 8 games for the Islanders, they are 3-4-1 and only scored over 2 goals once in regulation in those 8 games. And in the losses in regulation in those 8 games, they haven't scored more than 2 goals. This team really needs some help. I don't think coaching is the issue. I honestly think that coaching is the reason why this team has gotten this far, but I think Lou Lamoriello needs to make a move. I don't think he has to call up Andrew Ladd. I don't think he has to wait for Tom Kuhnackel, Tanner Fritz, or Cole Bardreau for that matter. Not making a move, I think, would be a mistake, and I think the Islanders need to get a goal scorer or some third-line help. Even if it's both, I think the Islanders need it, because after last night, it proves that this team is struggling, and they do need help. Their goal scoring has struggled. The power play has struggled. Defense has somewhat struggled. The penalty killing is struggling. This team needs some help. Last night against the Stars, the Islanders had little blips of life, whether it was 8 minutes in, 25 minutes in, 45 minutes in. It wasn't a full effort. They got some chances, and credit to Ben Bishop, he played a hell of a game. But this team struggled on the penalty kill, and they struggled in their zone. Albeit they had some good moments and had some good time in the offensive zone. But in the defensive zone, I felt they were struggling. The team's top-paid goal scorers in Jordan Eberle and Anders Lee are struggling, which is also why this team is struggling in terms of goal scoring. Anders Lee only has 7 goals, and Jordan Eberle only has 2. And for the contract that Jordan Eberle has, he should be scoring a lot more than 2 goals. Cal Clutterbuck, Casey Cizikas, and Derek Brassard all have more goals than Jordan Eberle. Whether it's by 1, 3, 5, or whatever the number may be, Jordan Eberle should have a lot more goals than those 3 guys. We can't just have Brock Nelson, Josh Bailey, and Matt Barzal and Anthony Beauvillier score. We need help from the guys who are paid to score in Anders Lee and Jordan Eberle. This is where the help for that goal scorer comes in. The Islanders don't have that closer, that sniper that is so needed for this team and for the third liner, because this team doesn't have a third line. The third line is so jumbled up and such a mess in terms of who's going to be on it. There's no consistent third line. We saw that last night. We've seen it for plenty of games. This team doesn't have a third line. Derek Brassard was brought in to be a third-line center for this team to replace Valtteri Filppula. But he's so far proven that he's more of a winger than a center. And this team needs that third-line center or someone to solidify the third line. And another thing, last night Matt Martin was struggling. On the penalty kill, he looked like a traffic cone out there, not stopping anything, not defending much. Sure, we out-hit the team. We are very good at a defensive style of playing, which I don't mind. But this team is struggling offensively, and you can't win games by just playing defense and by hitting. You need to score goals, which is what this team needs to do. At the risk of sounding like a broken record, and only scoring over 2 goals once in the last 8 games in regulation needs to change. You need to score more. You need to bury these chances. Yes, teams have had good goaltending as of late, but the point that I'm trying to make for these guys is that they have to continually start shooting the puck more. Stop all the pretty passing. Stop looking for the perfect shot. If you shoot the puck more often, you might deflect it in or you might get a lucky break. You need to shoot more. And that's where this team needs to find that goal scorer. They need to have someone to be that closer, that sniper that this team so desperately needs. I've been talking to a lot of fans lately, and they've been saying this a lot. If Trotz wasn't the head coach, this team would be more of a pretender than a contender. But because Trotz is getting the most out of these guys, he needs something to help him out here. Trotz needs that goal scorer to help out in this system. Because of the guys that are struggling, they're not putting home the goals. We need Lou Lamoriello to go out there and get the goal scorer or the third line piece to help this team. For the right price, obviously. If a piece isn't acquired at all this season, I don't want to hear anything about chemistry or anything. This team cannot make last year's team look like a fluke. You need to continue this good ride that the Islanders are on. But now I digress. In the first period, Andrew Cogliano scores his first goal of the season to put the Dallas Stars on the board. Then Alexander Rangelov scores to put the Dallas Stars up 2-0. What the hell's going on here? 2-0 Stars after the first. In the second period, Denis Gurianov scores to extend the Stars' lead to 3-0. Lord have mercy. Why is this happening? 3-0 Stars after the second. Then in the third period, Matt Barzal scores to put the Islanders on the board. Matthew keeps raising the Barzal. Too little, too late. 3-1 Dallas is the final score of the game. This game is just a reflection on how the Islanders have played in the last 8 games. Lackluster effort, another invisible first period, and like I said, the last 8 games for this team have been worrisome. And not very strong hockey, in my opinion. You think you have the answers? What do you think they are for this team? Trade? I agree. But for who? Wait and see. There's no time to wait and see. I trust Trotz. I can't say the same about Lou. You can do that all you want. I'm going to keep having faith in the head coach, but the way this team is struggling, it's concerning. Yeah, we'll see what happens. In that regard, thank you very much, everybody, for watching the Risorto Report, Isles Recap Edition. I'm your most gracious host, and you've not been blessed with my presence, Greg Risorto. And I will see you after the game against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Please remember to like this video, comment down below to tell me what you thought. Please subscribe, tell everyone you know about this show, share it everywhere you can. And as always, let's go Islanders.